All right, ladies and gentlemen, everyone needs, in order to be successful for today's instruction, you need to have your map out, your crayons or colored pencils, which, by the way, are brand stinking new. So, don't you dare go ahead and, dump them in the box as you leave. That's rude as hell. And don't you dare go around smashing them because you can, because that's also rude as hell. So let's have a little bit of enjoyment of brand new things. Can we agree? Because you remember how terrible my crayons were yesterday. Can we agree? So it's always nice to have new... Daniel, what are you doing? Are you getting your assignments out? Are you doing anything today? Good morning. Come on in. So, ladies and gentlemen, in order to be successful, you need to have colored pencils, crayons on your desk. We are doing a map. Everyone needs to have it out. I've updated my boards. Today we are doing a map. Tomorrow we have a vocab quiz 1 through 10 and a lecture. Monday we have no school, which means you do not have. So I thought after doing 2 DBQs last week, you could appreciate not having a primary source. However, do we understand how important primary sources are? So even though we definitely deserve a break from primary sources, should we be totally terrified of them?
Yes.
No, the answer is wrong. We need to address them and we need to deal with them. So they'll be coming back, so don't think they're gone because you know you need them. Tuesday you have 11 through 20 in a lecture, and Wednesday you have a test, 26 minutes. Doesn't that sound fun? It is getting quick. Then you have a focus, a pieces, and a map due on Wednesday. Any questions about what this week is going to look like? Yes, you have a 3-day weekend. Yes, you don't have a primary, but it is World War I. There is a ton of content coming at you, so we're going to hustle pretty hard through this map because we got to get to content. Everyone good? Yes, ma'am.
Is there going to be a lecture online on Monday?
No, because since we're cutting out the primary, I have 2 days of lecture, which is about as much as we usually get anyway. So I think we should be okay. It's just a lot of stuff. And let's be honest, this is what you've been waiting for all year, right? Like, let's be honest, none of you are like, oh my God, I cannot wait until industrialization week. Like, let's be honest with ourselves here. So you've been waiting for this week, and we're going to have a lot of dead. We're going to kill 22 million people this week. So let's get to it then. All right, here we go. All right, so we'll start with the Atlantic, North Sea. Okay, this is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. This is Norway, Sweden, Finland is right here, Denmark. All right, I'm moving over to Portugal. This is Spain. Italy. Do the best you can. You know I'm not looking for perfection. Switzerland is way too big, but that's okay. Switzerland. Luxembourg. Belgium. France. Netherlands. Alright. So we're going to start down by Greece and work our way up. Here we go. Greece. Bulgaria, Serbia, Romania, all right. This is Poland, which will be controlled by Russia. Okay, and this is the armistice line. Of Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. And that's signed in 1920. Okay, does anyone know what the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk is? It's one of the more famous ones. It's signed in 1920. What is happening in Russia in 1918? The revolution, absolutely. So the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk is going to get Russia out of the... Well, no, the revolution is going to rage on for another, like, 70 years. Because, you know, it's going to take the Soviet Union to fall. It gets them out of World War I. So that's the treaty line that gets them out. And all that will belong to Germany. All right. So, from over here, this is a country called Austria-Hungary. And then this is Germany. With Berlin here. Over here we have Istanbul. We have, of course, the Ottoman Empire. Guess who's going to collapse at the end of World War I? We've been talking about him for a month and a half now. There you go. The Ottomans will finally collapse. So Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea. Okay. Then we have, of course, the Caspian Sea. Okay. And then we're going to cut out a little bit of a circle here. This is my Red Sea. Oops, sorry. This is my Red Sea. And this is Arabia. Not Saudi Arabia, just Arabia. Saudi Arabia doesn't get formed until the 1930s. Alright, so over here, this is Egypt. And who controls Egypt? Who controls Egypt, people? They have the largest Egyptology museum in the world in their capital city, which is not in Egypt. Huh? Great Britain, yeah. Britain has it. Britain controls it. Because remember, one of the causes of World War I, which we discussed yesterday, is what? Huh? Assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, of course. That's like the official, like, let's go. However, what is another major cause that's going to... Does anyone really care about a guy named Archduke Franz Ferdinand? No, he's a rando dude who happens to get shot and then everyone goes to war over it. Is it because they were passionate about this guy? No one cared about that guy. However, what is one of the major reasons why everyone did go to war? Competition! And where are we seeing competition? Africa. So all of these nations that have controlled all of these nations in Africa have been competing against each other. So it's just one of those things that eventually now they're just going to start declaring war on each other in order to take advantage. What do you got, Evelyn?
By FR, does it say Algeria?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 boxes. I'm going to put it in what we would call Russia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, right small, triple entente. And colonial possessions. Entente. E-N-T-E-N-T. Triple entente. And then you have allies of triple entente. And colonial possessions. You have Central Powers. You have neutral powers. Allies, thrust, central, thrust, and then you have your trenches. All right, here we go. Okay, so first and foremost, there are two powers here. We have the Central Powers and the Triple Entente. The Triple Entente, also known as the Allies. Okay, so there are a couple names you need to know. As we get going in today's notes, we are going to be breaking that down. So the Triple Entente, which for me is going to be blue, the Triple Entente are going to be what we will call the Allied Powers. So the Allied Powers are, of course, England and the United Kingdom of Ireland. Who else is an Allied power, people? If England is, who else? Russia is, absolutely. France is also. So we got Finland. Finland is controlled by Russia, but that's a whole other thing we'll get to. Okay, the Russians are going to join with the Allies. Does anyone know why the Russians join with the Allies? They don't what? Why? Because Germany is going to secretly invade them. They're going to make an alliance, and then they're going to get involved. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when we are talking about the Russians, how prepared are they for war? Have they industrialized yet? No, they haven't industrialized yet. And do you think World War I is an industrialized war or non-industrialized war? Keep in mind, the Napoleonic Wars are the first industrialized war, and that's happening in the 18 teens, yes? Here we are in 1900, 1914, war breaks out. So do you think this is going to be hyper-industrialized or not really? Hyper-industrialized. And guess what country is ill-equipped to deal with it? Russia. So how do you think that's going to go for them? It's not going to go well at all for them. So much so that they're going to have a revolution in the middle of the war, and that's called the Russian or the Soviet Revolution. And that Soviet Revolution is going to force Russia to withdraw from the war. All right, so your Triple Entente, also known as the Allies, are going to be England, France, and Russia are your three big ones. Okay? Now, they also have their colonies. So, Morocco is a French colony. So, guess what? The French are going to force the Moroccans to come and fight. Okay? Algeria is controlled by the French. So, guess who they're going to force to come fight? Algerians. And my favorite are the Egyptians, personally, because the Egyptians bring camels with them to fight in the trenches in Europe. Isn't that insane? Isn't that cool? So, you have what will be the beginning of what will be tanks, because tanks really don't show up until World War II, but we have what will be laying the foundation for tanks, and then you have a camel. Now, keep in mind, the British also control what region that we don't see, which is known as the jewel of the British Crown, India. So, guess what the Indians are bringing with them? Elephants! They're bringing elephants with them, which is so cool, because there's footage of trenches, and there's camel and elephants there fighting. Because keep in mind, in World War I, you are going to see animals fighting along in the trenches. There's over 7 million horses die in World War I. So keep in mind, you're going to see a lot of animals die in World War I, because they're going to be used as moving forces. All right. Central powers for me is going to be red. Your central powers are going to be Germany, of course, because Germany and Britain have the biggest rivalry. Austria-Hungary, who are best friends with the Germans, so much so that in the Treaty of Versailles, which we talked about in our Do Now this morning, we talked about how the Treaty of Versailles is going to cause World War II, correct? We mentioned that this morning. With that being said, in the Treaty of Versailles, it specifically says that Austria-Hungary and Hungary can no longer be friends and cannot unify. There's a very famous movie about the unification of Austria-Hungary together in World War II. Does anyone know it? The hills are alive. Yeah, The Sound of Music is about the reunification of Austria-Hungary together post-World War I. Yeah, they get reunified, which breaks the Treaty of Versailles, which is a big deal. So you got Germany, Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, and then you have the Ottoman Empire. Did you not know that The Sound of Music was all about Hitler? If you haven't seen The Sound of Music again, go back and watch it. There's a bunch of Nazis running around. I know all the ladies in the room, that little scene where she's like, I am 16, and they're like having this romantic dance in there. Go back and look at it. He's a Nazi. It's not so romantic when you realize, he's a Nazi. So, anyway, if you haven't seen The Sound of Music, you should go back and watch it because it's kind of jarring. And you're like, oh my god, it's such a pretty movie. And then you're like, oh my god, it's covered in Nazis. Alright, so you have the Ottoman Empire, of course, is going to pick the wrong side. So, ladies and gentlemen, who loses? The Central Powers are going to lose. However, it is going to be a very tough fought fight. Luxembourg is also going to be a Central Power. Alright, so then we have allies of the Triple Entente, which for me are going to be green. So these are people who are supporting England, France, and Russia. However, they're not specifically coming in. Now, Italy is the first country I'm coloring. Italy has a very slippery exposure in World War I. They start on Team Germany. And then Germany kind of like makes fun of them. And they're like, you know what, Germany, screw you. And then they join the Allies at the very end of the war. Well, guess what? Guess who gets screwed over at the end of the war? Italy, because Italy wasn't on the team the whole time. Which kind of makes sense, don't you agree? Okay, so guess what? Is that going to make Italy happy or cranky? Cranky, because technically they're on the winning team. If they're on the winning team, they deserve a piece of the prize, yes? Well, because of that, they're going to get very cranky, and then a guy named Mussolini is going to rise into power saying that England and France screwed them over. And guess what? That'll cause World War II. So World War I directly causes World War II. The Treaty of Versailles directly causes World War II, which is how World War I ends. All right. Then we have neutral powers. These are countries that didn't pick a team. Of course, what country's there? Switzerland, of course. For me, they're going to be yellow. So we'll start with Switzerland. Switzerland does not pick a team. Okay, Spain also does not pick a team. The reason why is because Spain is going through a civil war. They're going through a lot of challenges, and they're trying to become more enlightened, and they're trying to deal with their king. Oh, by the way, I forgot to color Portugal green because they are an ally. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so Spain is a neutral power. Belgium is a neutral power, and so are the Netherlands and Denmark. Norway and Sweden are also neutral powers. So they say that they are not getting in the war. Please don't bother us. Please don't attack us. We don't want anything to do with it. So those are your neutral. Then we have the Allies' thrust. Now, keep in mind, has any of you seen 1917, the movie? Madison, what do you think of it?
I thought it was okay. The cinematography was probably the best part.
Oh, yeah. The actual plot line of the movie, not great. Like, there's no story to it. It's two kids who are, going to go rescue at the end. It's, like, anticlimactic. But if you haven't seen it, you should see it in the movie theaters because it's really cool and super visual. However, from that movie, you know that most of this war is fought in trenches, and you get a really good idea of what those trenches look like. So, these trenches are a huge deal, and we can see that with the Central Powers for me is going to be black. They are going to be fighting in two different directions. They are fighting towards Russia. Okay, so they are fighting a two-front war. They are also, is that a good idea to fight a two-front war? Oh, sorry. It is not a great idea. Two-front war means they have to split their forces in many different directions. Not a good idea. They're going to try to avoid it in World War II, but Hitler screws it up by invading Russia. You know, as you casually do. Then for me, purple is going to be the Allies' thrust, and the Allies are mostly coming through France, a little bit of Italy, and that's pretty much it. Because keep in mind, we got a little bit into Egypt, we got a little bit into the Ottoman Empire, and that's about it. Okay? So, I can, sorry. Okay, so next thing that we need to have is our trenches. Now, there are two trenches. There are the Western Front and the Eastern Front trenches. For me, they're going to be a very thick purple line. The Western Front is going to go through mostly France, Luxembourg, Germany, into Austria. This is called the Western Front, and it gets created by what we call the Schieffelin Plan, which we'll get into today. It is about 1,500 miles worth of trenches. It is a terrible, 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 terrible way to fight. One, that it's such a bad way to fight that it literally delays the start of World War II because everyone is like, I don't want to fight this way. Everyone thought World War II was going to break out into trench warfare, and people were trying to avoid that. Okay, so people let Hitler get away with a lot before they declare war on him because no one wanted to fight this way. You got 1 minute to finish coloring your map, and then we're going to do the backside. Huh? No, the Western Front's really the only one you need to know. There's an Eastern one. It's only about 200 miles, but it collapses really quickly because the Russians are the ones supplying it. And the Russians don't have the resources to back it up. But I just want you to conceptually know that there's an Eastern Front and a Western Front. Ooh. Yes, ma'am. Nope. Arabia is not colored. Because at this point it's just desert. Because no one's discovered what there. Yep. You got about 30 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, on the back, we're actually not. I don't know why this. I should have this map on the back, but I don't. Saudi Arabia. So, we're going to change it up a little bit. We are going to walk away, and we're going to start notes. Does that work for you? So, here, I'll give you about 1 minute to finish the front. Is that fair? So, 1 minute to finish the front. Because I don't know why that map isn't there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take out your notebook. Let's go. We got a lot to do. Okay, so yesterday we did start with notes, yes? We got to Garville Princip and how he assassinates Franz Ferdinand. Did we get to larger causes? Like the bigger reasons, like nationalism, rivalry, competition, alliances? Okay, so we need to have secret alliances. Your third major bullet point is secret alliances, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Okay, so secret alliances. Countries made treaties to declare war. Countries made treaties to declare war if one was attacked. Which means if one country goes to war, they all go to war, which they didn't necessarily know that. So that's the big deal about secret treaties, is that it wasn't very clear who your friends were. So if I'm like, you know what, I'm going to beat up Lauren today at lunch. Okay, so I'm like, Lauren, I'm fighting you today at lunch. And she's like, cool, I'll be there. But Lauren and Emily are ride or dies. So all of a sudden, if Lauren's getting fought with, Emily's now getting fought with. And Emily won't go to war unless she's got Emma on her back. So all of a sudden, I said I'm fighting Lauren, but now I'm fighting Lauren, Emily, and Emma. So you think your girl's showing up all alone? Hell no! I'm gonna get the baddest chick in here, and her name's Alexa, okay? And me, Alexa, and Evelyn are gonna go in there. So a war between 2 people has now turned into 6 people. And that's how secret treaties cause this massive explosion of declare. Alright, so in your notebook, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna write World War I. We ready for it? Wow, your excitement is overwhelming. Please calm down. Woo. Alright. Here we go. So, for World War I, let's do it. We got our alliances. So the first one is going to be Central Powers. Okay, so if I'm writing it down, is it important enough for you?
Yes.
Central Powers. This is Germany. Austria-Hungary. It's all one country at this point. Italy. But we're going to put a star next to Italy and say they will eventually jump teams. Okay? Is that going to work out in the long run for them? No. Okay, so underneath, next to Central Powers, we're going to add some other countries, but those are the 3 core, yes? Then we have our Triple Entente / Allied Powers. You need to know them by 2 different terms. Okay? So, an Entente is an agreement to fight or not fight, but never against each other. Okay, so an entente means I can choose whether I fight with you, but I can never decide to fight you. Does that make sense? So, the 3 countries that this pertains to, this entente, is England, France, and Russia. Okay, so if France gets invaded by Germany, okay, England and Russia can decide to join or not join. But can England invade France? Can France invade England? Can England invade Russia? No. Do we understand what the entente is? Now, an entente means you have a choice A treaty means they have to. So if Germany goes to war, who has to go to war with them? Austria-Hungary and Italy. Do you see the difference between them? Now, guess what? They're all going to go to war. Spoiler alert. So, alright. We're also going to add Italy. We're going to put a star. Because they join late. Why do they join late? Because they started over here. That's why. Okay. So, a couple other countries. So these are your big countries that you need to know. In the Central Powers, you're also going to have the Ottoman Empire. So I'm going to write minor underneath them. These are your minor countries. Okay, Ottoman Empire. Why is the Ottoman Empire a minor country? Well, it's collapsing and it's non-industrialized. So how much of a help is it in an industrialized war? Not much. They have a bunch of camels they sent, so that's pretty cool, but that's about it. Okay, so over in your Triple Entente, they're going to have Portugal. Okay, they have Portugal, and they have what else do they have? Oh, that's it. Okay, so those are your two minor categories. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so how does war officially begin? So, war breaks out. I'm just going to make another list. This is the order. So, declaration of war. You need to know it. Oh, there's a couple other countries that need to add to the minor. Serbia. Oh, no. Wrong list. Serbia. Bulgaria is on here. I know, Slav is Bulgarian, and this is his one day in the sun. This is the only time I talk about Bulgarian. These are in here. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what is the first event of World War I? I've already taught it to you. Reagan.
The assassination of Archduke Francis.
Okay, so Franz Ferdinand. Assassinated. Okay, so Franz Ferdinand is assassinated. What country is he from? No. Austria-Hungary. So, Austria-Hungary. Declares war on who? Serbia. Why do they declare war on Serbia? Yeah, because the guy, who is the name of the dude? Gavrilo Princip is a Serbian. So, anytime you see an arrow, so you're going to see declares war. Okay, so Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. Serbia is, Serbia, I don't know how I want to do it, has an ally called Russia. So, when Serbia gets declared war on, who enters the picture? Russia. So as soon as Russia enters the picture, Russia declares war on Germany. Okay, so Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. Serbia has an ally from a secret treaty, which is Russia. Russia joins the war immediately and declares war on Germany. Germany has a friend in this as well. So who comes to Germany's aid? Hello? Italy. Italy comes into the war as soon as Germany declares war. Because keep in mind, that means all of your Central Powers are now at war, yes? Okay, so as soon as Germany and Italy join the war, okay, they declare war on England. Why would Germany declare war on England? Well, no, because who did the Germans hate more than anyone? Who was the biggest rivalry in Europe at the time? Germany and England. So they declare war on England. England then calls up their ally, and who is their ally? France. So France finally enters the picture. Okay, so England and France. And so from here, the whole world goes to war. All of Europe. That's declared war. So it goes. Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. Serbia has the ally of Russia. Russia declares war on Germany. Germany has the ally of Italy. Germany and Italy declare war on England. England gets declared war on England, then turn around and declares war on who? Germany, if you care. So as soon as England gets pulled into the war, the French show up. What do you got?
So you said the Central Powers, they all had to fight England.
Yeah.
So would Bulgaria...
This is all happening in 2 days.
Oh, but like, does that mean that like...
It's a time span of 2 days. So it's not like it's like weeks and then like they're slowly, like it happens all within like 2 days.
So Bulgaria and Latvia would have to fight also.
Yeah, and then, yeah, I mean they get pulled in. Once England and France, like the major powers are England, France, Italy, Germany, also. Okay, so there you go. So there is your start to the war. So, all right. So next to your title. So at the bottom where it says start of the Great War, is that what we have? Start of the war? Hello, is that your last heading? Declaration of War. All right, so World War I. So we have declarations of war. World War I begins is your next heading, ladies and gentlemen. World War I begins. So we've just declared war, and now it actually begins. You need to know World War I exists from 1914 to 1918. You absolutely need to know that it goes from 1914 to 1918. 1914 to 1918. Now, you need to know. Okay. First major event is called the Schieffelin Plan, ladies and gentlemen. The Schieffelin Plan. It is a German plan. The Schieffelin Plan. You're going to write causes trench warfare. The Schieffelin Plan. You're going to put a big star next to it because it's a huge deal. Causes trench warfare. Okay, so the Schieffelin Plan is when the Germans send 90%, the Schieffelin Plan is when the Germans send 90% of its military force to France. So the Schieffelin Plan is when the Germans send 90% of its military force to France to fight there first. Okay? Then, once the Russians get mobilized, eventually they'll send troops to the east. So the Schieffelin Plan is sending about 90% of Germans' troops over to France, and then eventually, once the Russians get going here, they'll send troops over there. Because remember, they're fighting a two-front war. Now, ladies and gentlemen, why are they sending troops immediately to France but not to Russia? What is the big difference between France and Russia? Evan? France is industrialized, Russia is not. You need to write that down. You need to acknowledge that. The Schieffelin Plan takes into consideration France is industrialized, while Russia is not. So the Germans are like, you know what? We're going to deal with the industrialized country first because we know the Russians are going to be slow to mobilize. The problem is, and so you need to put a star next to that. France is industrialized, which means moves faster, which is why they do it. You need to put another star next to it. all of France's army and all of Germany's army smash into each other. Now keep in mind, these are top 3. Britain, France, and Germany are the top 3 most powerful and industrialized countries, are now fully smashing into each other. So France and Germany smash into each other and start digging in. You need to write that down. And start digging in. All right, I have some pictures for you. I know, you never see pictures, so this is pretty exciting. This is my honors PowerPoint. And as you can see, look how friendly it looks. They've got pictures, we've got diagrams. Okay. Anyone know what country these people are from? You should be able to identify from the uniforms. They're British. The hats, people. The hats. Okay. Yes, if they had a spike on the top, it'd be German. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, these are trenches. Okay? These are trenches. So, keep in mind that the Schifflin Plan, all of Germany is going to be heading to France. All of France is heading to the border to Germany. These 2 massive militaries are going to smash into each other in an open field. Ladies and gentlemen, if it's an open field, where is your protection? There is none. So what are you going to start doing? You're going to start digging down. That is why we have trench warfare in World War I. There is an open field where you have a huge, massive assault. These 2 massive militaries are smashing into each other. There's no way to protect themselves besides digging down. So that's what they do. They start digging down. So all of a sudden, we have these men are fighting in these trenches. Okay? These trenches are going to be about between 6 to 8 feet tall in order to protect. They're going to be fighting in them for 4 years. Trench warfare leads to a stalemate. You need to know that. Can you imagine being so British in war you're still wearing a bow tie? Like, can we just talk about that for 2 seconds? Can you just appreciate? Leads to a stalemate. A stale, like it's in stale bread. Goodbye. Tomorrow we have a lot to do, people.